Good morning, Patriot fans. We have an exciting day 2 of A5 district play. Today we have your Millard South Patriots playing the Omaha Burke Bulldogs. Millard South is 19-9 coming into this, and Omaha Burke is 10-17. We're really excited for this game as Millard South is hoping to continue on. If they win today, whoever wins this game, that is, they will play Millard West for the district final. Today with me, I have Zach Vanacek on color commentary. I will be doing the call, Ben Bartholow.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is Zach. I'm glad to be with you today. Today should be a good matchup between Burke and Millard South.
So far, just kind of looking at what happened with Millard South yesterday. They played Millard West and lost, and so that got Millard West into the district finals. We are in the loser side of the bracket right now. As I said, whoever wins this game will move on to play Millard West. If you did not know, district play, you lose twice, then you are out. So Millard West is currently undefeated. Millard South has one loss. So Millard South, if we continue, we will have to play Millard West twice in order to either win districts or we will lose. For Omaha Burke, once again, they also have one loss. So it'll be an exciting matchup to see who can continue on for district finals.
One thing that is always said, though, is it's hard to beat a team twice. So even if Millard, or no matter who gets up to Millard West, it will hard for Millard West to beat them again and again because even though you beat them once, then mentality changes. You know what you're doing. You have a game plan. You reset, and you just go at it at a different angle.
Absolutely. And for Millard South, something I always say every time I'm on the call is that their game plan is just they got to hit. They get big hits. They get a few home runs. That's how they win their games. That's how they won their game against Omaha Central earlier, and they couldn't get the bats rolling against Millard West, and so that's what lost them that one.
Yeah, you got some big hitters on this team. Amari Lang with 14 home runs. Roden Biker with 7 herself. Bulldogs, they only have 4 home runs total this season. So, I mean, for Burke, it'll be a lot more base hits, get people on. Millard South are going to have those big hits, and they're going to have to capitalize off of them.
Yes, and a kind of a weakness for Millard South so far this season has just kind of been keeping the pitching rolling. As we saw against Omaha Central, Parsons pitched an awesome game. However, sometimes that pitching can allow some big hits to score, and that's once again what happened with Millard West. They allowed 3 home runs. We allowed 3 home runs, and if you want to continue on and win districts here, you can't do that. You gotta keep them off the base paths because other teams, if they can start teeing off, they will against Millard South pitchers. We'll be right back in just a minute.
All right, we are back after that national anthem. Both teams are getting set. Mari Lang to lead off with Bree Urban right behind her. Looks like on the bump for Burke is number 4, Stite. She is a freshman this year. Um, let's look. Her ERA of a 5.48 with 4 wins and 3 losses. So she's pretty she's looks pretty average, decent speed. Shouldn't be too hard for this Millard South team to hit off of.
And once again, if they can start getting the bats on, that's something that they just got to do. That's how Millard South plays.
Yes, it is. Our defense is solid enough to be able to get outs and get back into hitting, but it's just the big hits that we have to keep from happening. Pitching needs to be on today for Millard South. And here we go. Number 10, Amari Lang up to bat. Take one more practice swing, just get ready. See if she can start something off right now for Millard South. First pitch can decide the game. High fastball. Counts no ball, or 1 ball, no strikes. Second pitch. Ball to the outside. Looks like it was a little close. So we'll see how this umpire's calling this game today. If he's got a tight zone or if he's going to open it up a little bit. Two balls, no strikes. Ball inside. 3-0. Amari needs a perfect pitch right here if she's going to swing. But other than that, she is going to lay off anything that she doesn't want. Strike 1. Count is 3-1. As I said, that ball might have been really close, really good, but Amari didn't think she could take that one over the fence, so no point to swinging. A high fastball, ball 4.
That walk is going to bring up number 7, the third baseman, Bree Urbon. These top 3 hitters for the Patriots have been really explosive throughout the season, with Lang, of course, leading off with her score of home runs, Urbon not very far behind. And it might just not just be home runs, but they can get base hits. They find gaps. That first pitch is going to be low and inside. That's going to be a ball.
Yeah, Bree Urbon with an average 400. She has 34 hits on the season, 24 RBIs, 6 doubles and 3 triples. So she will do anything to get on base.
And that one's going to be swung line to left center. That's going to be caught by the Burke center fielder. Amari Lang is going to hustle on back to first base as she thought that was going to find some green out there.
That was a great catch by the center fielder. Definitely showed her speed right away. That ball was in the gap and almost fell, but she was lucky enough to get there and get her glove underneath.
Absolutely. That was a hustle play to get there and catch that one. Next up, we're going to have number 1, Emery Swanton. She's the catcher. Had a home run in a game yesterday. That one's going to be swung on, fouled on back. Count's going to be 0-1 now. Next
there
pitch,
goes Amari Lang. Oh, wow. What a throw by the catcher. Amari Lang caught stealing. It's 2 outs for the Patriots.
For Lang, that's going to be pretty different. She's one of the Patriots' actually biggest base stealers, as she has 17 on the season. Unfortunately, caught that time. Next up is going to be the center fielder, number 8, Nevaeh Williams. But Swanson still. That's going to be a 1-2 count now. Next pitch from Stick. That's going to also be high for a ball.
Right away, it looks like Seitz is missing a little high, so we'll see if she brings it down a little more throughout the game.
Next one, that's going to be a mile inside. That's going to be a ball. Marlang would have held up a little bit longer. She would have been able to take second base if that one got away from the catcher there. Full count now with 2 outs for Emery Swanson.
I do like the aggressiveness, though, by the Patriots right off the bat, trying to get that extra base, get a runner into scoring position, trying to score some runs early.
As the next pitch comes in, that one's going to be swung on. That's going to be a line drive to left field, and that's going to hop over the left fielder. Swanson's going to go down to 2. She's held up there. A nice hit by Emery Swanson, as that's going to now bring up number 8, the center fielder, Nevaeh Williams.
Faye Williams with 22 RBIs this year. Let's see if she can get another one today.
Stick with the first pitch. That's going to be swung on by Williams, flying into center field, left center field, and they're going to be under that for out number 3. Patriots don't score any, as it is still 0-0 going into the bottom of the first inning. And for the Bulldogs coming up, we'll see Carly Stick, the pitcher, followed by Emma Ibis, and then Kenzie Larson.
In the circle today, we have Andrea McGargle. She's a junior that transferred in from Scott this year. Playing pretty well. She's 3 wins to 1 loss and 5.14 ERA.
And McCargill's not someone you see on the mound too often for the Patriots, as the Patriots ace, Jessie Bessenliner, has been the workhorse for the Patriots so far. She's gotten a majority of starts, but I suppose they're resting her for hopefully some more play later today.
Biggest thing for Andrea today will be hitting her spots, making sure to throw strikes and not throw any walks or anything, any meatballs for Burke to just yank over the fence.
Leading off the Bulldogs, pitcher, number 4, Carly Stick.
First pitch from McCargill. That was going to be pitched in. That's not going to quite get over the plate for an inside ball. Next pitch is going to be in there. That's going to be called a strike. 1-1 count now. Next pitch, that one's going to be outside. Can't get the outside edge there. It's ball, 2-1 count now. This game is still open for anyone to really get any momentum.
Yes. One big hit, and that'll sway right away.
As Stick is going to ground it out to Jalen Noley, who's going to throw it to Rodenbiker for the first out of the inning.
Very good mechanic play, just easy ground ball. Fielded very nicely by Jalen.
Absolutely. Routine 4-3 ground out. Up next for the Bulldogs going to be Emma Ibis. And Ibis is going to fly that one out into center field, where Williams is under that to make the catch.
Ibis sends the first pitch out to Nevaeh Williams for out number 2. Brings up the catcher, number 10, Kenzie.
Number 10, Kenzie Larson's going to be up next. She's Burke's backstop. Patriots looking to do a quick 3 up, 3 down here. That pitch is going to be held up on inside ball.
Parsons very just not much of a power hitter. She's a base hit hitter. She'll get on. Plenty of hits this year.
Next pitch is going to be called on the outside edge for a strike. Seeing the past few games, Patriots have really been getting a lot of those nice kind of wide strike zones, getting a lot of the outside edge calls. So that next one goes for it again. She does. 1-2 count now.
One thing is when you throw a pitch to the outside corner, that's called a strike. You can set up a little farther out too and just try and get even farther and farther out, and the umpire will still call that a strike just because it looks even better.
Absolutely. As that one, she's doing exactly that. She gets the 3rd strike. Did exactly that and kept widening that zone for strike number 3 as that ends the inning on a called strikeout. For the Patriots, coming up in just a moment will be Rodenbiker, followed by Jesse Bessenliner and Jalen Noley. That was a real impressive inning, 3 up, 3 down, exactly what the Patriots need to do.
And a great backwards K by Andrea. Just consistently hitting that outside corner.
Yes, and that's something you really want to see because strong pitching performance in the first inning is going to go a long way for the rest of the game.
Yes, it will. Gives the pitcher lots of confidence that they're able to build off of.
And just looking ahead for the Patriots, Rodenbiker, she has been on fire this season. The junior, she has gotten 7 home runs and 28 hits. That's really something you want to see out of a junior, especially getting another year in too.
She'll be able to put in more work and get stronger, and those 7 home runs will turn into 10, 11.
Leading off the Patriots, the first baseman, number 14, Katie Rodenbiker.
Rodenbiker up now. Stick going to give the first pitch of the second inning. Rodenbiker does a weird bloop out to shortstop. Rodenbiker is not going to beat the throw out.
Great play by the shortstop. That ball looked like it had a very good chance of getting through the hole. She got her glove down, took her shuffle, and threw it right to first.
Yeah, and the third baseman, Allie Nichols, had no chance at that. It's that kind of hopped weirdly over her glove. Next up, though, is going to be number 11, the designated player, Jesse Bessenliner. First pitch, that one's going to be inside. Next pitch now, that one's going to be a little bit too inside. So that's 2-0 count now. It's right where you want to be with 2-0 count now as a hitter. That's looking promising for you because the pitcher's got to throw a strike one of these. As stick comes in, that one's going to be called high. 3-0 now.
Jesse's looking for that perfect pitch right down the middle. She can get an extra base out of.
Absolutely. Probably just going to hold up expecting another ball. And that she does. She gets walked. And that's going to bring up the second baseman, number 13, Jalen Noley.
Brings up the second baseman, number 13, Jalen Noley.
With only one out right now, the Patriots are in a good position to at least get one across. So it only takes one. Next one, that's going to be called strike. As Besslander looks like she's getting an aggressive lead off there, trying to take two.
We'll see if the Patriots are aggressive again on the base paths, trying to get that extra base. We already saw Mari Lane get thrown out, but you never know what could happen.
That next pitch is going to be low. Catcher number 10, Kenzie Larson, she looks over to first base. Jesse trots on back. 1-1 count now for Noli, as that one's going to be called outside. Looks like Stick is going to step off the mound and get a new pitch call from her coach.
This Burke team is a very young team with 10 underclassmen. So that means in the years to come, they will get better and better and be even harder challenge for Millard South.
Absolutely, and into the softball world in Nebraska, it's kind of been a rebuilding year for Class A, as Papillion La Vista Monarchs had a rough season trying to get over their loss of their D1 pitcher. It's going to be 3-1 count now for Jalen Noli as she swings on that. That's going to be foul ball back. Full count now for Noli with only one out. Probably just looking for about any contact she can get into the outfield. Stick with the pitch. That's going to be swung on, caught by the shortstop, and Besson Leonard is going to get back as that's going to be an error, as number 3, Taylor Hardy, the first baseman, couldn't hold on to that.
It's a very close play. If first baseman would have caught that ball, Jesse would have been out. But that throw was a little low, but she still should have. The first baseman still should have caught that one, I think.
Yeah, no, but a good heads-up play by the shortstop to really know that Besseliner is pretty far off the first base. And that's going to bring up Taylor Rabick, who's going to ground over to the first baseman. First baseman's going to bobble it, and she's going to make the play. 3 outs now. Not quite the inning you want to see for the Patriots. You want to see some more hitting. This is not looking too promising right now if this keeps up.
We just need a little momentum, I think. Bats will wake up eventually. Just keep doing what we're doing.
Absolutely.
As long as we're holding Burke to minimum, like keep them to scoring 0 runs, and we'll be able to capitalize and score eventually.
Absolutely. Just keep them off the base path. Let's hope we can see some more good pitching from Andrea McCargill, as she, last time up, if you recall, she went 3 up, 3 down with 1 strikeout. And for Burke, they're going to have the third baseman, number 00, Allie Nichols, followed by number 2, Macy Santoni, and then number 17, Caroline Smith.
Yes, and Andrea's going to keep trying to paint that outside corner, keep getting that zone farther and farther out, make it harder and harder for the hitters to hit.
Yep, you always want to keep them guessing on where it's going to go.
With her going out, if she starts going out and out and out, then she'll be able to come in once in a while and jam up the hitter, catch her off guard for some weak ground balls.
All right, McCargill with the first pitch. She's going to go low and outside. Not going to get that call. 1-0 count now.
As you were saying earlier, too, Class A is rebuilding right now, but Class B, Scott, has D1 pitcher. She, Scott can compete with any Class A school out there right now. And so, you look at the standings for all of Nebraska, Scott's on top, even though they are a Class B school.
Oh, absolutely. So next pitch from McCargill, that's going to be called strike, 2-1. I don't know about you, but that looked a little bit low, so got the benefit of the doubt on that. McCargill with the next pitch, still going outside, not going to get the call.
Missing a little low right now, just has to bring it up a little bit.
Yep, and those minor changes are really going to set the tone for the rest of this inning. Next pitch is going to be outside. That's going to walk Nichols. Next up is going to be number 2, Macy Santoni.
The leadoff walk brings up the center fielder, number 2, Macy Santoni.
And you really never want to walk your first batter up. That's not setting a good tone for your inning. It's already putting one in a good position to go around and score.
Yes, anything can happen now because you got 0 outs and you still have a runner up first.
But also, if you're the Patriots, you could be looking double play there.
You have a great shortstop, Amari Lang, and Jalen Noli at second base.
McCargill's going to pitch that one. That's going to be lined foul to the right side. 0-1 count now. Next pitch from McCargill's, that's going to be called a strike on the outside. Next pitch, that's going to be swung on, also fouled out to the right. 0-2 count now. Santoni now down 0-2.
Catcher setting up to the outside.
That one's going to be flied out to right center, and Nevaeh Williams getting under it. And she makes the catch on the warning track. Nichols is going to trot on back to first base as she couldn't go anywhere.
Santoni flies out to Williams and center for out number 1. That brings up the second baseman, number 17.
In only 2 innings so far, that's Williams' second catch. And once again, that was nowhere near her. She had to make a good run out there.
Shows she has a lot of range, especially to get back on the warning track all the way in center right.
Yep. All right, number 17, Caroline Smith is going to be up next. She's their second baseman. That first pitch from McCargill, that's going to be swung on, line to the right side. Rabick is under that. She makes the catch.
Smith flies out to Owen in right field.
Correction, that's Bailey Owen out there in right field.
Brings up the designated player,
That's going to be 2 outs now.
Kennedy Moore.
The designated player, number 11, Kennedy Moore, up now.
With Andrea pitching outside so much, you're going to see a lot more balls go to the right side. Just because the hitters have to wait on it and take it that way.
Yep, and that one's going to ground ball. Jalen Noli's going to get that. She's going to pass it over to Lang for the 3rd out on the fielder's choice. A nice play there.
Great range, a great backhand by Noli, and then an easy flip to Amari, who was just standing right on the base ready.
So that early walk for McCargill is not going to prove consequential as Allie Nichols just gets stranded on first base. For the Patriots in just a moment, we're going to see number 9, Bailey Owens, going to be up first, followed by number 10, Amari Lang, and then number 7, Bree Urban.
With the Patriots coming back to the top of their lineup, we'll see if the hitters are able to adjust to what the pitcher's doing and start getting some hits and capitalizing.
Absolutely, and how this game is shaping up, it's really just going to be a game of not many big plays, I don't think. It's just going to be get some hits, get some runs around. It's not going to be a big blowout kind of win.
Leading off the Patriots, the right fielder, number 9, Bailey Owen.
Carly Stick still pitching. That one's going to be swung on. That's going to foul off to the left side. If we take a look around, we got Coach Kirkman for the Patriots over at third base and Coach Palmquist at first. Coach Kirkman has an impressive coaching resume, looking to build on his resume and improve his campaign. So that pitch is going to be a swing and a miss. Now it's 0-2 count.
Looked like Owen was trying to slap right there. Just missed a little high.
Stick looking to get a third strike. And she is going to get the outside call. That's going to be a called strikeout.
One thing the Patriots have to adjust to now, as Andrea is obviously adjusting to on the pitching shot side, umpire has a good zone on the outside, so Patriots need to be aware of that.
All right, and with that, it's going to bring up the shortstop, number 10, Amari Lang. Last time up, she did walk. Hoping to see some hitting now. First pitch from Stick. Amari Lang is going to think about it. She made some contact, fouling it off to the right side. I think if she would have went through, she would have gotten a nice hit out of that.
Yeah, she was very indecisive right there. Just a little check swing. Didn't know if she really wanted to hit that or not. Ended up being a foul ball.
0-1 count to Lang as she holds up. And that one's going to be called an outside strike. 0-2 count now.
Looks like some sort of off-speed pitch right there. Got Amari guessing again.
Yes, and for a hitter as good as Amari, that's what you want to do. Keep her always guessing.
Yeah, you don't want her to know what's coming next, or else she's going to take the ball over the wall.
That next pitch, that one's going to be high. Called ball 1-2.
Now Amari has to be a lot on the more defensive side now. She can't be as aggressive as she normally would be. 2 strikes on her.
Stick gets that. Lang is going to line that one. That's going to land on the right side of the third base foul line. Lang's going to round first to second. She's going to hold up there. That's the kind of hit you want to see in this game. Something that bounces all the way down to the wall.
She's able to put a runner in scoring position now. Mari does have that speed. She is a great track athlete too in the spring.
Yeah, so she is someone you want to have in scoring position, because if you get anything in the outfield, she'll probably be waved on over. With that, it's going to bring up number 7, Bree Urban. She's a third baseman. Last time up, she did fly out to center field.
See if she can't straighten it out for a line drive. Some to the outfield.
Yep, and that first pitch is from Stick. That's going to be called a ball on the inside. And as you can see often, teams, you will just look at their outfield. They're going to be 5, 6, 7 feet from the warning track, and Burke not far off as well, as they expect these power hits. Next pitch. That's going to be called a high, I suppose. 2-0 count.
Good eye, very selective by Bree. She wants her pitch. She wants to be able to drive Amari in.
Yes, and she's adapted to the ump zone pretty well. 2-0 now with the pitch. That one's going to roll on the ground. Lang is going to hesitate. She probably could have made a close play over to third base to steal that, but I think it was the right choice to go back.
Catcher had a very nice block. She's got to be a wall back there, and she definitely was, especially with Amari. Already tried to steal one base.
Yes, and Kenzie Larson, the catcher, the backstop for the Burke, has been pretty good so far all season. As that pitch is going to be high. Urban thinks that's a ball, but it's not. It's going to be 3-1 count now. And if you're Burke, you got to always remember that Patriots can still steal on a walk, as that's exactly what happened with Lang the other day. This Stick comes in with 3-1 pitch. That one's going to be called a strike as well, bringing it to full count now. A 3-2 pitch. That's going to be swung on, ground ball. That is going to make it to the shortstop. Urban's not going to beat out the throw, but that does advance Lang over to third base.
That was a very great play by the shortstop, number 21, Ella Wolf. she is a freshman this year, and so she'll be good for Burke all 4 years.
And if you notice, Amari Lang did a good job of trying to hesitate, trying to keep number 21 from throwing over to first base.
Samari didn't want to get. Oh!
And Emery Swanson is going to fly out the first baseman as that's going to be caught.
Swanson pops out first for the final out of the inning.
Sorry about that one. There is a.
We have a toddler trying to do
Toddler,
some camera
yep.
work out in the press box.
Due up for the Bulldogs. The home bat for the third. Fredericks, Wolf, Skip.
Sadly, the Patriots could not capitalize off of Omari being in scoring position right off the bat. Great defense by Burke with very nice play by the shortstop and very just routine pop fly.
Yes, in this game, you really just got to make sure you make your plays because one error might cost you.
It's always about the little things. Who can do the little things right?
Absolutely, and that's something to keep in mind going throughout these team state campaigns. Is they got to keep doing what they got to do to win their games. And for Burke, we're going to have number 9, the right fielder, Brenna Frederick, followed by number 21, the shortstop, Ella Wolf, and number 3, Taylor Hardy. Those are your first 3 up. If we want to take a quick look around the diamond, it's going to be pitching is Andrea McCargill, catching is going to be Every Swanson, at first base is Rodenbiker, second base Jalen Noley, third base Bree Urbon, and at short is Amari Lang.
The right fielder, number 9, Brenna Fredericks.
It's going to be Frederick's first time up today.
The Patriots, too, the outfield has been solid already. Taylor Rabick in left, Nevaeh Williams in center, and there's Owen in right.
And that one kind of flew out over towards Owen. Owen couldn't get down to make that catch, but she made a play to try to get the very rare 9-3 fly, or 9-3, what would you say, a kind of line ground ball thing?
Yeah, it's a ground ball to the outfield in a way.
Next up is going to be number 21, Ella Wolf. That pitch is going to be on the out, called for a strike on the outside edge.
Andrea McGargle still painting that outside corner. She's been there all day long so far.
Yes, and for the Patriots, you got to be careful with Fredericks on first base. You don't want to make her get too far. Next pitch from McCargill. That's going to be a bunt. McCargill lays down to make the play. Jalen Noley comes over to first base, and that's going to be an out. Does advance Fredericks on that sack bunt.
Perfectly executed defensively wise. Jalen Noley knew exactly where she had to be covering first base. Andrea called off the rest of the infielders, and she made the play very nicely.
Absolutely great communication by the Patriots, for sure. That's going to bring up now number 3, Taylor Hardy, the first baseman. She's going to have Fredericks on second base with only 1 out. That's going to be ground ball to McCargill. McCargill's going to look over to Rodenbiker at first base. Gets the ground out as Fredericks is now over to third.
Say Andrea does have to be careful, though, because she did have the runner on second that she did not take a look at. So she was able to advance over to third very easily.
Yes. I'm a little bit confused because it should be now top lineup, I think, but we have Emma Ibis out here. I think that was actually Carly Stick up to bat to lead off the inning. But now we have number 18, Emma Ibis, up. McCargill with the first pitch. That's going to be on the outside corner. Not going to be called for a ball, or not going to be called for a strike. It's going to be ball 1.
It's an okay miss, though. Something that the hitter might have tried to chase, especially in a pressure situation like this with 2 outs and a runner on third. Team wants to get some momentum with a run.
And that one's going to be a ground ball to the gap in the middle. Williams is going to make that play. However, Frederick is going to break the score, the tie right now, 1-0, 1-0 for Burke up now.
Now batting for the Bulldogs, catcher, number 10, Kenzie Larson.
Number 10, the catcher, Kenzie Larson, is going to be up now after that score by Emma Ibis. Not something you want to really give up when you already have 2 outs. That Rodenbiker with the first pitch. That's going to be low for a ball.
Good scoop by Swanson. Great wall behind the plate.
Absolutely. Now that you've already given up 1, you want to keep it at 1. You don't want to let them move anyone else around the bases. So great stop to keep them from stealing. Next pitch is going to be high, called for a ball. 2-0. Now for McCargill.
Got to throw something into the strike zone. She doesn't want to get 3-0 with a chance at a walk.
Next pitch is going to be swung on. Ground ball to the left side of this foul. 2-1 count now. You could see Emma Ibis was really ready to go, already at second base. Omaha Burke got really excited to get after they broke the score. As McCargill comes with the next pitch. That one's going to be over. And for the steal, and Emma Ibis does make it over as Emery Swanson could not make the throw.
Looks like Swanson wasn't communicated that she was stealing, so she almost didn't know that the runner was going. Took her a second to throw it.
Yes, and now we're going to have a 3-1 count with 2 outs for Kenzie Larson. That's going to be swung on, fouled on back behind the backstop. Full count now with 2 outs. If you're McCargill, this is the pitch you got to have. You'd think she'd go back to old reliable outside edge, but I don't know with 3 balls already. She goes across and looks like Kenzie Larson thought that was going to be ball 4, but it wasn't. That's going to be a called strikeout. That ends the inning. Patriots only allow 1 run.
1 run on 2 hits, no Patriot errors.
It was good for them to get out of that inning, only allowing 1 run to score.
Yeah, Patriots really kind of kept the momentum Burke could gain from that down to a minimum. But if you're any of the Burke fielders, you've got to be excited now that you've gotten the lead over Millard South.
It almost puts a little more pressure on them, though, as now they have to make sure to keep that lead and not make any errors, not let any runs score.
Yeah, and something that you often see with the Patriots is they might go down 1-2, but then they're going to come back right the next inning, score 4 or 5. So we're hoping now we have an explosive inning from our Patriots. Due up is going to be number 8, the center fielder, Nevaeh Williams, followed by number 14, the first baseman, Katie Rodenbiker, and then number 11, the designated player, Jessie Bessenlener.
All right, hold on. All right. We're muted, right? Dumb.
All right. Nevaeh Williams up now. Last time up, she flew out to center field. Patriots just got to string a couple hits together. That's all they really got to do.
Yeah. They want to get a runner in scoring position and get her all the way around.
Yeah, so we're going to have Stick still on the mound. That first pitch is going to be called for a strike. Carly Stick has been pitching pretty well for the Burke. But that pitch is going to be hit. Nevaeh Williams flies out to center field. One out now as that brings up Katie Rodenbiker.
Center for out number 1. Brings up the first baseman, number 14, Katie Rodenbiker.
As I was saying, Carly Stick has really been pitching well to keep the Patriots from hitting off of her. And if you're the Burke coaches, that's all you got to ask out of your pitchers is just keep the Patriots from really making any good contact.
Yes, and she's trusting her defense. She is letting Millard South hit it, but her defense is backing her up.
Absolutely. As that pitch for Rodenbiker is going to be really inside, called for a ball. And yeah, if you look back to a lot of the Patriots' hits, a lot of them have been flyouts, 3 of them to center field. So overall, she has really had a good outfield performance. As 1-0 count now to Rodenbiker. That pitch is going to be swung on. She misses high. 1-1 count now.
Very aggressive swing right there.
And honestly, I think you just want to be swinging for contact right now. If you're the Patriots, you just need to get some action, get on the bases. You don't want to be swinging for the fences right now.
No, yeah, you need that runner on scoring position, just next man up mentality.
Yep, as Rodenbiker's going to fly that one to right. They're running for it. She does get to it as the right fielder, Brenna Frederick, really showed off her wheels there, getting all the way down. So now that's going to bring up Jessie Bessenlener. Bessenlener's up with 2 outs now. Last time up, Bessenlener did walk. Stick with the first pitch. Bessenlener fouls that one back. Strike 1.
It's not that Millard South isn't being aggressive, because they really are. It's just the contact they're making isn't what they necessarily want.
Absolutely. A lot of those flyouts. You need to kind of straighten it out, make more line drive kind of plays. I stick with the next pitch. That one's going to bounce on the ground low for a ball.
Might have slipped there. She grabs the dirt to try and dry off her hand.
Next pitch. That one's going to be swung on. Fly ball. That's going to be a routine fly up to Frederick as she makes the catch. 3 outs now.
And that is 3 fly balls for the Patriots that inning. And so maybe trying to hit it over the fence a little too much. They need to just straighten out and try and hit more line drives.
Yeah, their bats are hitting a little bit too low on the ball.
It's an easy adjustment that they can make, though.
Yes, and you'll probably see Coach Palmquist talking to the Patriot batters in a little bit, saying that they have to just lighten up. They got to make sure they're ready, because I think they came into this game thinking easy win because Burke is a 10-17 team, not someone they were necessarily concerned about. But now seeing that Burke is still up 1-0 over them, 1-0 is enough to win a game. So you got to be concerned from the Patriots side on how this game is going, as we are now in the bottom of the 4th.
It is easily able to come back too.
Absolutely. Now it's going to bring up number 00, Allie Nichols, the 3rd baseman. She walked last time.
Leading off the Bulldogs, 3rd baseman, number 00, Allie Nichols.
They got out of school yesterday, so they just need to get out of school.
McCargill on the mound ready now with the first pitch. That one's going to be called a strike. Nichols did a check swing there, but she probably could have gone through, as that did get the outside edge.
Andrea's just been hitting that spot all day consistently, as I've said before.
Oh, yeah, and she knows that she's going to get that call, so she's been pretty confident coming to it. She hasn't really been pitching too much over the plate. As this next pitch, that comes in, swings across. That's going to be inside for a ball. 1-1 count now.
Not a bad idea, though, by Andrea, as she tried to jam up the hitter a little bit, do something different.
Yeah, make him expect outside, pitch it inside. Exactly what you want to see from your pitcher. She's really showing she has good control right now. Nichols sees the next pitch. That one's be called a strike on the outside edge.
It's a great job by the catcher, too, to just stick the ball and leave it right in the strike zone.
Absolutely. And 1-2 pitch now. That can be swung on and missed as McCargill gets this first strikeout of the inning. That is going to be her third strikeout of the game. Next up is going to be number 2, Macy Santoni.
Now batting the Bulldogs, center fielder, number 2, Macy Santo.
Santoni last time up flew out to center field. We've seen a lot of those kind of plays so far today, just fly out routine or make a pretty far run out there. As that first pitch is going to be called a ball. Cargill gets ready for the next pitch. That's going to be swung on and fouled on back. 1-1 count now.
Santoni is averaging a perfect 1 for 3 this year, or .333.
And for a batter, that's something you really want to see. A nice consistent hitting, as that pitch is going to be called for a strike, bringing 1-2 count. And now you're kind of in a hole. If you're Santoni, now you're just thinking make contact.
Yeah, shorten up the swing, just get the bat on the ball, put something in play.
Yes, and McCargill with the 2-strike pitch. That's going to be a hard ground ball over to Urban. Is a nice throw over to Rodenbiker. Gets the 5-3 ground out.
It was a great play by Bree Urban. Just reaction time was so quick. She's able to get her glove down to the ball and make it perfect throw to first base.
Oh yeah, no, that play could have easily gone out into the outfield for Rabick to get, but Urban with a really good reaction time, able to get over there. Now we're going to have number 17, Caroline Smith. That first pitch is going to be high for a ball.
Looks like it might have been some off speed that Andrea just lost control of.
Yes, and McCargill with the next one. That can be swung on, ground ball. Rodenbiker makes a nice play to grab that and runs over to first base, gets the out. 3 up, 3 down. As that was ground. Rodenbiker grabbed that one herself, took it over. Patriots don't allow anything, any base runners or any runs or anything. A good inning, that's what you want to see from McCargill.
Yeah, Rodenbiker with that play. It was a great, just backhanded short hop. She played it perfectly.
Yes, the Patriots infield hasn't given up too much. They've been playing their best. They really got to keep McCargill going, because McCargill she has now 3 strikeouts, but she has been getting a lot of contact into the outfield and the infield as well. Due up for the Patriots in a moment is going to be number 13, the second baseman, Jalen Noley, followed by number 4, Taylor Rabick, and number 9, Bailey Owen.
Leading off the Patriots, the second baseman, number 13, Jalen Noley.
Jalen Noley up now. Last time up, she had to kind of line out over to the shortstop. And if the Patriots only have 2 hits so far on the game, so that's something, especially in the 5th inning now, you really want to get.
Yes, but you can hear the Patriots dugout right now trying to get super loud, trying to get their hitter to do something.
Absolutely trying to get in the pitcher's head is that first one. That can be swung on, fly ball into center field. And that one's going to be caught.
Very routine fly ball.
Macy Santoni was already under that before the ball was even hit.
Number 4, Taylor Rabick.
Taylor Rabick up now. She grounded out last time. But if we recall from yesterday in the game against Omaha Central, she got her first high school career home run.
Knowing Taylor, she always talks about how she has warning track power, but yesterday she proved that that's not always true.
Absolutely. That Harabic did get a line out to center, about got over Santoni's head, but Santoni makes a nice leap to snatch that one.
It's not a hit you can complain about as Taylor. It's great contact, just right to the center fielder, which doesn't help.
Yeah, and next up is going to be number 9, Bailey Owen. And if you're looking out at the outfield now, all of the Burke outfielders have really taken some steps up. Is Owen's going to get a nice line drive into left center. That's going to be a nice single to get her on base.
Owen singles to center, brings up the top of the order. The shortstop, number 10, Amari Lang.
With that single, that's going to bring up the top of the order. Number 10, Amari Lang up now, the shortstop. Lang hasn't been hitting at her usual self. She's kind of slowed down over the course of the season. You can recall she went in with, I believe, 7 home runs in 7 games, one each game, which actually is a Millard South record. But she's definitely slowed down from that pace.
Yes, but she does still have 34 RBIs on the season. She's hitting a .493, almost a hit. Like every 2 at-bats, she at least has 1 hit.
Yes, and she's a scary hitter. As head coach for Burke, Jeff Sturgeon, did call a meeting to the mound just to kind of discuss some strategy to go about the top of the order. Because with Bailey Owen on and the top of the order up, you could really see some hitting power now.
Last at-bat for Amari, she had a great line drive to left field, and she was able to get a double out of it. See what she can do here. And let's see Owen's speed, if she can get from first to home almost.
All right, in the first pitch, that's going to be a strike over the plate. Pretty aggressive pitch for Amari Lang. And if I'm Coach Kirkman here, I'd be sending Bailey Owen to really see what the Burke backstop can do. That pitch is going to be low for a ball, 1-1 count now.
Amari doesn't want to be overly aggressive right here. She's got to be smart. Just try and get on base.
As the next pitch is going to be swung on, fly ball to center field. Looks like they're going to be under that. Yes. Bailey Owen kept running, but that's going to be out number 3. Patriots only had 1 hit, and that came from Bailey Owen just before on that line drive over to left center. Now we're going to be in the bottom of the 5th inning. If you're Burke, you're just going to look to extend your lead. Just try to play out this game, see if you can get some people on. You really don't got to do much as you are ahead. Because most of your focus is now going to go towards the defensive side, trying to keep Patriots off the base paths. And over the course of the game, Burke has been doing a great job of that.
Yes. Holding Millard South to 0 runs is definitely an accomplishment as a defense.
Oh, yes, because if you look at a lot of the games Millard South has played, they usually beat teams by 10, 11, 12 if they win. So it's either, you don't see many of these close games for Millard South, as it's either mostly a blowout or a close loss. Because Millard South is a high-scoring team, and to keep them from scoring anything is an accomplishment in itself. So no matter what the outcome is of today's game, Burke has to be proud of themselves for how well they've come so far.
Yes, and the last time Millard South actually played Burke, Millard South won 9-1. And that really shows you how Millard South really just scores a ton of runs, but now Burke is holding them to 0 runs.
As they say, when it rains, it pours. Up now for Burke is going to be number 11, Kennedy Moore. Last time up, she got the ground ball over. She grounded out over to the second baseman, Jalen Noli. Cargo with the first pitch. That one's going to come over the plate, but low for a ball.
Now that I'm looking at it too, Millard South, every game they have won has scored at least 5 runs.
So if you think about it, not a great omen so far. So that next pitch, that's going to be ground ball, hard ground ball. Rodenbecker can't get to it, but Bailey Owen's going to make a nice play to get over to keep Kennedy Moore at first base. Number 9, Brennis Frederick, is going to be up in just a moment. As I think we're going to get a pinch runner now for Kennedy Moore. That we do. We get number 5, Bailey Erickson now.
Bulldogs are trying to put a little extra speed on the base, trying to get another run to score, put more pressure on Millard South. Millard South is definitely feeling it right now. But their coach is making sure that they stay calm and they keep playing how they know how to play.
Absolutely, and I do really kind of love the way that the Patriots like to set their infield with Rodenbiker and Urban standing pretty far forward and Lang and Noli kind of take a step back. It gives them, honestly, a little bit more ground they can cover.
Yes, and they are prepared if Burke is going to try and bunt right here.
As that's going to pop up, and Rodenbiker's going to get under that for a catch. That's going to be out number 2, or 1, I believe.
With what you said about how Rodenbiker was playing up, that just gave her a much easier play on that pop fly. Much less ground she had to cover for that.
Yes, she had way more time to get under that. And I will say it comes to everyone's advantage today that we have another cloudy day for district play, so you really can't lose the ball very well. That pitch, that's going to be bunted. Rodenbiker's going to field it. Noli gets it, and Noli looks over to Bailey Erickson as she holds up at second base now. 2 outs on that sack bunt.
Burke is definitely playing the small ball when they get a runner on base. It's the second bunt that they've laid down, but the second bunt that Millard South has played perfectly.
Yes, and that's going to be 2 outs now as we bring up the top of the order, number 4. The pitcher, Carly Stick, is up. She has grounded out twice, once to the second baseman, once to the pitcher. Being at the top of the order, you've got to expect her to get a nice hit somewhere. That first pitch is going to be fouled outside to the right.
She does have 26 hits on the season.
Yeah, so someone you're just looking to get a basic base hit is all you really need. Is I bet Bailey Erickson will be waved around home unless it's a really short ball out into the outfield. That pitch is going to bounce in the batter's box, and it's going to be a ball.
There is a reason she was brought on base, so she must have some speed.
Oh, yes, absolutely. All right, McCargill's now pitching 1-1 with 2 outs. This next pitch comes in. That's going to be outside, but it's going to bounce past Emery Swanson. That means Bailey Erickson's going to take third base now. Pressure is on for the Patriots. Carly Stick, all she has to do is just get something in the outfield or just something that makes the Patriots have to work to make a play. 2-1 count now for McCargill. Every pitch counts now. Next pitch. That's going to be called a strike. Going back to Old Faithful on the outside edge. 2-2. McCargill with a 2-2 pitch. That's going to be swung on. And that's going to be Amari Lang with a nice play. That's going to be out number 3, saving any runs from scoring.
What a great play by Amari. Just showed her range.
Yeah, she ran over second base, kind of in Noli's territory, as Noli probably didn't have the best approach for that one.
See if the Patriots right now can score a run, at least tie it up, if anything.
Coach Palmquist really getting into the Patriots. They've really got to work now. Top of the 6th inning, you only have one more inning after this. So if you want to score, you got to score now. Trying to get a big inning for the Patriots. However, Carly Stick, the pitcher, has just really been pitching awesome against the Patriots.
She's been very consistent, just getting those pop flies and ground balls that the defense can easily work with.
Yes, and due up for the Patriots now is going to be number 7, third baseman Bree Urban. Urban hasn't gotten any hits yet. She flew out once to center and grounded out to the shortstop earlier. Really unusual for the Patriots lineup to only have 3 collective hits, as now you're in the 6th inning with only 3 hits is not something you see very often. That first pitch now for Stick is going to be swung on. That's going to fly out to the right side. Are they going to get there? It's going to end up being foul.
That hit, if it would have fallen fair, it could have done some damage.
Oh, yeah, as I think the right fielder, Brenna Frederick, I don't think she would have gotten there for that if that would have stayed fair.
No, it would have been a very, very close play.
Absolutely. And although that was foul, that is what you want to see to start off your inning. You want to see some contact out in the outfield.
See if she can't straighten up and do something with it.
Yep, and Stick with the next pitch. That can be swung on, ground ball into the third baseman, and shortstop is Urban makes it over to first base. And all you got to do, you just got to make those easy singles, doubles. That's all you got to do. Keep the line moving.
Exactly. It's exactly what Millard South was looking for. They needed that hit. They needed that momentum, because now you can see the dugout is getting fired up.
Absolutely. Is number 1, Emery Swanson's going to be up now. Earlier in the game, she did get a double. So let's see what she does here. Stick with the first pitch. It's going to be high and outside for a ball.
We'll see if Stick isn't feeling some pressure right now, losing a little control. Just got to take a little extra walk back. Try and clear her head.
Absolutely. If you're Burke, you just got to take your time. You can't rush anything, because if you rush anything, that's when you start making your mistakes. Next pitch, Swanson's going to fly that one to shallow left center. And the center fielder, Macy Santoni, is going to be under that.
Millard South needs something to be hit on the ground right now to be able to move the runner over. Another fly ball is not going to cut it.
Absolutely. There's been too many of those. Let me count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's their 7th fly out to center field in this game. I mean, really making Santoni go to work, but not something you want to see from a hitting perspective. Nevaeh Williams up now. That first pitch is going to be taken, but it's going to be called a strike. 0-1 now.
Not necessarily what you're looking for on a first pitch, though.
Yeah, you're kind of daring Darren Williams to now make a hit, get a hit out of that. All right, and Stick now with the pitch. Bailey Williams is going to load up for another swing, but she was late on that as she's going to get now to 0-2 on the count.
Now she has to protect.
Yeah, it really looked like she was just trying to go yard on that hit, and that's not what you want to do right now. You just want to get a simple hit. Just keep base runners moving. You do have one out, so you have a little bit of room to spare, but you just got to keep the base runners moving.
We don't need a hero. You need just next man up.
Yes, Williams is going to fly out to Fredericks, and that's going to be out number 2.
Williams flies out to right field for out number 2. Bringing up the first baseman, number 14.
Number 14, Katie Rodenbiker is going to be up now. She hasn't made it on base yet. Honestly, I feel like what the Patriots are doing, they're kind of in a hitting slump, and also they came into this game expecting to just come out of this winning and playing Millard West, and you can't do that with any team. Don't underestimate them. Stick now with the pitch. It's going to be high, holds up on that. It's going to be called a ball.
Rodenbiker's hitting very well in this season, though, so we'll see if she can't keep it going a little bit. Just work a little magic for the Patriots.
All right, Stick with the next pitch. Rodenbiker's going to hold up on that. That's going to be outside. That's going to be 2-0 count now.
We know the ump has had a little outside zone today, but that one was a little too far outside for his liking.
Yep, drawing his boundaries. As Stick comes in with the next pitch. That's going to hold up. That's going to be called a strike. She found that corner. Patriot fans did not like that call.
Almost seemed like the umpire hesitated a little bit.
I do think that was the right one, though. That did look hittable for Rodenbiker. Stick with the 2-1 pitch. Rodenbecker's going to swing there. That's going to be a strike as she misses. 2-2 count now with 2 outs. Reminder, this is a 1-0 game, so Rodenbecker can't go down on strikes here. At least foul him back, make Stick work for an out.
Protect. Got to protect.
Yes, and Stick with the next pitch. That one's going to be high for a ball, full count.
It's good on Rodenbecker, though. She's not like nervous in the box. She's not just swinging to swing. She's still staying confident, and she's ready for the next pitch.
Absolutely. And these are the pitches that are going to really matter right now for Stick, as we have seen that the Burke outfield and infield can make their plays. It's just a matter of Patriots hitting, finding the gaps. Rodenbecker's going to swing and a miss on that one. That's going to be strike 3, ending the inning. Patriots left Bree Erb on first base as she got her ground ball single, but that's going to be all that she got. Now we're going to the bottom of the 6th. For Omaha Burke, we're going to have Ibis up, then Larson, then Nichols.
Patriots need to focus on getting out of this inning, not allowing any more runs to score, and then just going and scoring at least 1 run. Just tie it up.
Yeah, you just got to tie this game up. You really have to be careful now, as we are in the bottom of the 6th inning, so you don't have more time. Throughout the game, you've been able to be like, oh, we'll get some hits later, but right now you are looking at the end of the game.
Yeah, it's
So,
crunch time.
absolutely. McCargill's got to be on her zone. She can't really let people on. She's got to be almost 3 up, 3 down, maybe allow 1, but you can't do much.
You don't want to see the Patriots giving up too early. The game is not over. They have 1 more inning. They can get. You've seen them. They've scored like 9, 10 runs in 1 inning. It's possible. They just have to want it, and they have to go out there and do it.
Absolutely. And the Patriots infield looking like they're good spirits. They're ready for this inning. With Ibis up now, she had a ground ball to center field last time she found that gap. And once again, those kind of gap hits, just finding ground balls that roll out into the outfield, that's all you got to do if you're Patriots. And if you're Burke, you want to keep those from happening as much as possible. As that first pitch, Ibis is going to do a nice fly out over to Jalen Noley at second base for out number 1 of the inning.
Makes the Patriots feel a little bit better right off the bat. Got 1 out already.
Yes, because in the last few innings, McCargill's allowed the first one on, and for me at least, you don't want to see the first one on. The first out is always the most important of the inning.
Yeah, it's what sets the tone.
Yes, McCargill with a nice pitch goes over the plate for a strike. McCargill isn't giving up right now. With the 0-1 pitch, that's going to be swung on to ground ball to Jalen Noley. That bounces past her. That's going to get into the outfield. That was a tough play for Noley.
She's got to wipe that from her memory, though, because that was a very tough play. Like, she tried to get her body in front of it, tried to get her glove in front of it, but just wasn't able to. It's a very hard ground ball.
Yes, and so it looks like Kirkman is going to be switching pitchers for Andrea McCargill is now going to come out. Jesse Besseliner, the ace for the Patriots, is going to come in to try to finish this game. All right, well, Besseliner takes her warm-up pitches. We'll be back in just a minute. All right, we're back after Jessie Bessenlener warming up. Allie Nichols, number 00, is going to come up now. She walked and struck out earlier on in the game. Bessenlener comes in. That's going to be a ground ball. That finds the center field gap. And that's going to be another single.
Not something that you want to happen right away for Jessie. She's got to just throw strikes and let her defense work.
Yes, and this is kind of the undoing of the game yesterday against Millard West. The Patriots were just allowing gappers and decent hits. There were 3 home runs, but it was a lot of just gappers getting people on. And so if you're Patriots, you got to be careful as Bessenlener comes in with the next pitch. That's going to get the outside edge for a strike. Up now is number 2, Macy Santoni. Earlier on, she flew out once and grounded out for her second at-bat. That one's going to be a nice pop out. Looks like Emery Swanson gets under that, and that's going to be out number 2.
Any base but home. So if Bree gets it, she'll just step on third. Mari can go to second or first. It's a nice, easy play for the Patriots.
Yes, and Jeff Sturgeon, the head coach for Burke, giving some words of wisdom to number 17, Caroline Smith, as she is up now. She flew out once and grounded out another time. First pitch for Bessenlener. That's going to be over the plate. That's going to be called a strike. Bessenlener winds up for the next one. That's not going to quite get there, as that's going to be called a ball 2 outside.
Definitely tried to work it farther and farther outside right there.
Absolutely, and most of the time that does pay off, but this time it didn't. Bessenlener with the 1-1 pitch. She's getting that zone. She does another outside edge called strike. 1-2 count. This is where you want to be.
She can't give anything that the hitter wants.
Crowd's really getting into this next pitch. Is that going to be a call?
Wow.
That's going to just be called outside. Patriots fans not happy about that one, as that looked very similar to the 2 other called strikes so far.
Very, very close call right there.
Yes.
I'm surprised that the hitter was able to lay off.
Oh, yeah. Smith is probably very glad she laid off that one. Bessenlener comes in with the next pitch. That's going to be a swing and a miss. Patriots get out of that inning. Burke stranded 2 on now, as that's going to be exactly what you need Bessenlener to do. Gets the 3rd out. Patriots now move to the top of the 7th inning. This is where it is. Patriots need to get hits.
That definitely gives some hope to the Patriots after getting out of that inning. They get some momentum and they're ready. They want to hit and they want to win.
Yes, and we're going to start off in the middle of the order with number 11, Jessie Bessenlener, followed by Jalen Noli, and number 4, Taylor Rabick. So if you're Bessenlener leading off this inning, you just need to set the tone. You need to get a ground, or you just need to get a base hit, something like that. You got to get on, because if you allow Carly Stick to stay in and allow another hit, or get another out, then you're going to give her confidence to finish off this game.
Yes, it will be. A lot of this will be based off of this first hitter, what happens. Momentum will sway depending on how this first at-bat goes.
Yes, and this is a 1-0 game still, and one of the most intense 1-0 games we'll see is the Patriots making it to state, and Omaha Burke making it to state really relies on if they can win this game. Because Patriots have a little bit more wild card points to get closer into the state championship, but it still depends on how everyone else plays. So the Patriots want to just get the district title so they can make it to state with that. Carly Stick pitching with Jessie Bessenlener hitting. Bessenlener got walked earlier on in the game, getting on. Stick takes a deep breath, ready for the first pitch. Bessenlener swings out on that one. That's going to go foul ball out into the parking lot.
Fans are really getting into this one, getting excited. They want to see their Patriots win.
Yes, and for the middle For a school day, you can see quite the student section for Millard South.
Even during the school day, I wonder how many of these kids are
Most-
supposed to be in class.
Yep, as that next pitch is going to be low for a ball. Most of them do look like seniors, so probably a lot of open blocks. Bestliner with the 1-1 count. Everyone, Burke and Millard South, both taking some deep breaths, really trying to hope their game goes their way. Bestliner lays off the next pitch. That's going to be called the ball. 2-1 count now is Jeff Sturgeon comes out. I bet they're going to switch pitchers now.
Palmquist is also talking to Jessie right now, just talking about what she's seeing, how she's feeling.
I mean, I honestly see Sturgeon didn't really come out with anyone, so I think that he might be leaving Stick in, just trying to talk some strategy, trying to get out of this one.
Making sure to calm her down, give them the game plan, and make sure that they can win.
Yes, looks like she's going to stay. Carly Stick is going to stay in there. We'll see if that pays off, because I bet Carly Stick is getting tired, as she has pitched the whole game so far. She might be getting a little bit tired. Patriots student section really loud, cheering on Bestliner with a 2-1 count.
I see more moms getting excited than students.
Bestliner's going to fly out, and that's going to be a catch. Number 2, Macy Santoni, or correction, yeah, that's Macy Santoni out in center field, or center field makes the catch.
Now batting for Patriots, the second baseman, number 13, Jalen Nolan.
Jalen Noli, the second baseman, is going to be up next now.
Just gotta try and hit it, get a base hit, get on, do something to give some momentum to Millard South.
Yes, and so this next pitch must be swung on. That's going to be a ground ball into center field. Jalen Noli's going to get on.
That's exactly what the Patriots needed. Energy just went through the roof. They can feel the hope.
Number 4, Taylor Rabick is going to be up to bat. And looks like we are going to have number 6, Maddie Rosmus, is going to be coming in to run for Jalen Noli, as Noli comes into the dugout with a warm reception.
Taylor's a great person to have up to bat right now as a senior on this Millard South team. She's been through this many, many times. She also has a lot of excitement and confidence after yesterday's home run for her first time.
Oh, yes, but you got to be careful, though. I mean, after one home run, sometimes you tend to be swinging for the fences, so you got to be controlled. You just got to go base hit here, because we do have speed on the base paths with Maddie Rosmus. All right, and the pitch, that's going to fly foul. No one's going to get to that, as that does hit the batting cage out of play. Rabick is going to be 0-1 now after that foul ball. Carly Stick, the next pitch. Rabick's going to swing on that. Is that going to find a hole? Yes, it will. It's going to come down. Looks like Kirkman is going to, oh my goodness, Maddie Rosmus is caught in between second and third. She gets there. Rabick takes second base. Patriots now have Taylor Rabick and Maddie Rosmus in scoring position, with Bailey Owen coming up next.
What a clutch moment from Taylor Rabick with a perfect hit right in the gap of right and center.
I will say Maddie Rosmus did definitely second guess Coach Kirkman, as she kind of held up in between second and third, and she just had to go.
It was scary. It was very, very scary.
Yes, but her speed kind of helped her out there, as she did end up getting a third base. Looks like Coach Jeff Sturgeon is going to have a few words with the umpire. Don't quite know what he's going to be talking about, as I guess he saw something that we didn't up here in the booth.
Another mound visit by him too. Maybe it's a little just coach's strategy on how to talk to his players a little extra.
I'm confused on what he's trying to talk about. I think, honestly, he might have just been trying to talk the umps, make them talk about something so he could get up to the mound to talk a little bit more with strategy. Coach Kirkman wants to be in the know, and they kind of shrug him off. All right, so I suppose we're going to have a quick meeting, coaches with the fielders, and then Bailey Owen's going to be up.
Bailey Owen is talking to both coaches right now. After talking to Palmquist, she must have a question for Kirkman.
Reminder, Patriots only have 1 out. And they just need to score 1 to keep this game moving. But I feel like they just want to get some hits. 'Cause if they get a hit into the outfield, they're going to score 2.
All Owen needs is to put this ball in play to score the runner from third.
Yes, and Bailey Owen did get a single earlier on in the game. It's the first pitch from Stick. That's going to go overhead, and we're going to have Maddie Rasmussen is going to come in to score. Patriots 1-1. Millard South students are excited after that one. And that pitch is going to be a ball. I bet Bailey Owen showed a bunt and must have thrown Stick off guard as she released that pitch kind of late, causing it to go over the catcher's head.
Stick must have felt the pressure right there. She knew there was 2 runners in scoring position. The game was on the line. She's got to try and bear down right here.
Yes, Bailey Owen, 1-0 count. Stick, she shows bunt again, but that one's going to be called a strike. If you're the Patriots, you're a little bit more calm now. You've gotten the game tied up, and you've shown that your fielders can make plays to keep the game from scoring anymore. But if you're the Patriots, you still want to score Taylor Rabick, because she can score on anything. Pass ball, she can get there. As Stick comes in with the next pitch. Bailey Owen shows bunt, a great bunt. Third baseman does get it. She's going to throw it home, but Taylor Rabick is going to score standing up. And looks like Bailey Owen is going to take second base because the Burke outfield wasn't ready to play substitution at second base.
That was a perfectly placed bunt by Owen. The third baseman was indecisive. She didn't know if she was going to throw home or first. And then no one was covering second base, so Owen was able to steal that too.
And after that, that's going to bring up the top of the order, Amari Lang now. And on that throw to the catcher didn't look like she was trying to tag. She was standing on home plate, but she didn't look like she was going to swing around and tag Rabick.
She almost thought that it was a force out.
Yeah.
This Burke defense is cracking under pressure right now.
Yes. And as you said earlier, that this Burke team...
And they intentionally walk Amari Lang. Too scared to pitch to her after how amazing of a hitter she is.
Yes, but even with that intentional walk, that's still going to bring up Bree Urban, another good hitter for the Patriots.
The only thing that it does for Burke is adds a force out to third base. There is 1 out right now, so it's a good chance for a double play.
Yes, number 7, Bree Urban, the third baseman, she's going to be up now. And as you said earlier, this Burke lineup is a lot of underclassmen, so they haven't had all this experience. And the first pitch is going to be a ball. Millard South is a lineup composed of a lot of seniors and a lot of juniors especially, all solid players. Urban up. Last time she did get a ground ball into left center for a single. As Stick with the next pitch. Urban's going to swing on that. That's going to go foul to the right side, out of play. All right, and for Bree Urban, the 1-1 count now.
She looks very comfortable right now.
Yes, that ball's going to go on the ground under the catcher. And Bailey Owen is going to take third base. Amari Lang moves to second base.
Another wild pitch by Stick. Wonder what is happening right now. She's been so consistent all day, and now she decides to let it go.
Yes, and earlier we did kind of talk about how there was a mound visit. I thought they were going to switch pitchers, and honestly, looking at this game now, probably that would have been the better idea if Burke has another pitcher they could use. Next pitch, that's going to be low now. 3-1 count now for Bree Urban.
Bree Urban is looking for that perfect pitch right down the middle, something she can get an extra base hit off of, score both of the runners.
Yes, because a hit scores 2. Omar Lang on second base, she will probably be waved home because she, as we've said, that is now her 18th stolen base on the year. That pitch is going to be inside. That's going to walk Bria Urbon. Bringing up number 1, Emery Swanson.
Number 1, Emery Swanson.
That was Carly Stick's only third walk, not counting the intentional one that just happened with Lang. So Stick is starting to fall down. She's gotten up to a pretty high pitch count.
She is only a freshman, so this is a very new situation to her.
Yes, high pressure, high stakes. Emery Swanson takes the first ball inside. And for Burke, looking at their record, they got to win districts if they want to get to state. So they are all on the line just trying to play their best ball of the year. That second pitch is going to be low as well for Emery Swanson. 2-0 count now. You got to pitch in the zone as much as you don't want to. You can't walk this one. You can't walk Bailey at one home. So that third pitch is going to be low.
It's like she's missing low consistently now.
Yeah, and if you're this late in the game and this tight of a game, if you walk one home, that's going to be a pretty big momentum shift as the Patriots see that they could potentially win it because your pitching is starting to slow down. That pitch is going to be high. Emery Swanson walks, scoring Bailey Owens. Number 8, Nevaeh Williams, the center fielder, is going to be up now as Patriots lead 3-1.
Now it's going to Burke is going to struggle right now, especially Stick with confidence. She's just got to throw strikes, and her coaches are just begging her right now to throw strikes.
Nevaeh Williams up. That first pitch is going to be hit foul to the right side. The Patriots lineup coming into the top of the 7th inning just looked composed, ready to go as Nevaeh Williams is going to foul another one out to the right side.
She's being very, very aggressive right now.
Yes, yesterday Nevaeh Williams did get a 3 RBI home run. So she's probably still pretty confident off of that hit. Because you can really tell in her swing she's trying to drive one. I mean, now a big hit like that. Okay, Nevaeh Williams is going to fly that one back to center field. And it's going to be a dropped catch by number 2. As Lang scores, Kirkman waves Urbon home. Urbon scores. Patriots up 4-1 now.
It looked like number 2 had caught that ball, I'm not going to lie. It hit her glove and she took an extra step, but the ball just fell to the ground. And again, with the warning track too, like she slipped and she just wasn't able to get back up. So she had to throw it from her knees.
Yes, and Macy Santoni, the center fielder, has made a lot of plays today. She has been the workhorse for Burke as a lot of those hits have come that way. Now up for the Patriots is going to be number 11, Jessie Bessenlener. No, Katie Rodenbecker, number 14, excuse me. Rodenbecker's going to do a high pop-up. Looks like third base is going to get under that, and that's going to be caught.
Rodenbecker flies out third for the second RBA. Bringing up the pitcher, number 11, Jessie Bessenlener.
Bessenlener up now.
Burke is now feeling how Millard South felt all game so far. Now they're down 5-1. They do have the bottom of this inning to try and come back, but it's a lot less likely now with the momentum.
Yes, and it looks like we're going to have number 12. Maddie Carley is going to be pinch running for Emery Swanson. So Maddie Carley on first base and Maddie Carley on second base, Nevaeh Williams on first base. Bessenlener now up to bat. Stick with the pitch. That's going to be inside for a ball, 1-0 count. And Jesse Bessliner's going to find a spot in third. And Bessliner's going to make it to first base as the throw was not in time. That one is going to move Maddie Carley over to third base now. Honestly, if I'm going to be honest here, that play was really close. I think that could have gone out very easily on that.
It was very, very close. The umpire is set up completely across the field right now with runners on every base. And so it's like, he wasn't as close to the play as he normally would have been.
I'm surprised that Coach Sturgeon didn't come out here to see what the home plate ump had to say about that, because it is the field ump's call, but I mean, the home plate ump, I feel like he probably had a little bit of a better view of that play.
They do bring in a pinch runner for Jesse. They bring in number 2, Tegan Noli.
Tegan Noli on first base, pinch running with Jalen Noli up to bat now. All right, the pitch from Stick. That's going to be called strike on the outside. Noli, a senior, she has the bases loaded for her. A hit can really give the Patriots a bigger margin, because they are up by 4 or 5 to 1 right now. But it couldn't hurt to add more. That ball's going to hit her on the fastball. Oh, that's going to hit the end of her bat, actually, so it's going to be called a foul ball. Kirkman's going to argue, see if it hit her elbow. Noli didn't seem too affected by it, because that one did come off the bat pretty fast, so I guess that definitely hit the bottom of the bat, but 0-2 count now for Noli. Burke hoping to get out of this. Stick with the pitch. Gonna be outside. That's going to be called for a ball. 1-2.
Not a bad miss when Stick is up 0-2. She's trying to get Noli to chase it a little bit almost.
And the next pitch, that one's going to be low for a ball. 2-2 count now. Noli's really working her way back in the count. Kind of really evening it out right here. 2-2 count with 2 outs now. Patriots still have bases loaded, hoping to extend their lead. Having a senior up right now is really going to help, really keep some composure. As that pitch is going to be a ball for a full count.
Full count now. Noli's going to try and get a hit.
Pitch is going to be swung on. That's going to foul out onto the left side, onto the road. Still full count.
It's a good fight from Noli. She's not gonna give up anything. She's not gonna strike out. She's gonna stay in this, and she's gonna get a hit, try and score some runs.
All right, the next hit for Noli. That's going to go over the shortstop head. That's going to score Carly. That's going to score Williams. Tegan Noli is going to stay at second base on the nice hit by Jalen Noli. That's Noli adding 2 more. Patriots now up 7-1. Taylor Rabick up now. Last up, she had the single to left center that really started this. Rabick's going to pop that one high in the air. And the shortstop's going to get under that. Stop the bleeding for Burke.